We know sometimes those relationships get ugly, and sometimes it doesn't come out into the forefront the way this one has come out.
Sean "Diddy" Combs has been a dominant figure in the music industry for decades. But lately, his name has been surrounded by scandals, lawsuits, and shocking allegations. From legal troubles to disturbing accusations, Diddy's once glamorous empire seems to be falling apart. Let's break down the full story, covering the most explosive details. The federal raids, Diddy's empire under investigation. On March 25, 2024, federal agents conducted high-profile raids on Diddy's multi-million-dollar mansions in Miami and Los Angeles. These weren't just routine searches. Heavily armed Homeland Security agents, helicopters, and SWAT teams stormed his properties in a scene that looked straight out of an action movie. The scale of the operation immediately signaled that this was no small case. So why were the authorities so aggressive? Reports indicate that Diddy is under federal investigation for human trafficking, sexual assault, and organized crime-related activities. Allegedly, authorities have been building a case for years, gathering testimonies from multiple victims and insiders who claim Diddy was involved in illegal activities behind closed doors. What makes this case different from past accusations? The federal government is involved, meaning this isn't just a tabloid scandal. It's a full-fledged legal battle that could put him behind bars. While Diddy hasn't been arrested yet, sources say he's in panic mode, hiring top-tier lawyers and trying to contain the fallout. Many are now wondering, what did the authorities find inside his homes? Will more evidence surface that exposes a darker side of Diddy's empire? Whatever happens next, it's clear. This is the biggest crisis of his career. Cassie's lawsuit, the allegations that started it all. While rumors of Diddy's shady behavior have circulated for years, it was Cassie's lawsuit that set everything in motion. In November 2023, the singer, who had a decade-long relationship with Diddy, filed a lawsuit against him, making shocking accusations of domestic violence, sexual abuse, and manipulation. According to Cassie, Diddy wasn't just a controlling boyfriend. He was allegedly violent, obsessive, and dangerous. She claimed that he physically assaulted her multiple times, forced her into disturbing situations, and used his influence to control every aspect of her life. One of the most horrifying allegations? She accused Diddy of forcing her into drug-fueled freak-off parties where she was pressured into situations she never consented to. What raised even more eyebrows was how quickly the lawsuit was settled, less than 24 hours after being filed. Some saw this as an admission of guilt, with critics speculating that Diddy paid millions to silence her before things got worse. But instead of stopping the scandal, Cassie's claims opened the floodgates for other alleged victims to come forward. Now, people are asking, was Cassie the first to suffer under Diddy's control, or just the first to break her silence? Multiple women speak out. Diddy's dark side exposed? After Cassie's lawsuit made headlines, more alleged victims came forward, each sharing disturbing stories about Diddy's behavior. Some were former romantic partners, others were employees, and a few were even industry insiders who claimed to have witnessed his dark side firsthand. Several women accused Diddy of violent outbursts, coercion, and disturbing power plays. One chilling report suggested that he had a cult-like hold on people close to him, isolating them and forcing them into situations they couldn't escape from. Others claimed that Diddy would throw secretive parties, allegedly involving underage women, drugs, and exploitation. Perhaps most disturbingly, one former employee alleged that Diddy's inner circle knew about his behavior but stayed silent out of fear. He described working in an environment where people were too scared to speak up, knowing that Diddy had the power to ruin careers and silence enemies. With so many voices coming forward, it became impossible to ignore the growing scandal. But the real question remained. Would there ever be undeniable proof to back up these claims? That answer may have come in the form of a potentially explosive video leak. The video leak, is there hard evidence? With multiple allegations piling up, speculation began that law enforcement might have video evidence proving some of the accusations against Diddy. Rumors started circulating that investigators had obtained surveillance footage, phone records, and even witness testimonies that could directly implicate him. In early 2024, insiders claimed that federal agents recovered video footage from inside Diddy's mansions, footage that allegedly shows criminal activity. If this is true, it could be the single most damaging piece of evidence against him. Unlike allegations that can be dismissed as hearsay, video proof would be undeniable. While no footage has been leaked to the public yet, some sources say Diddy himself is in full panic mode because he knows what could be on those tapes. If explicit content or illegal activities are captured on camera, it could destroy his entire career and potentially land him in prison. This raises the stakes of the entire scandal. Could this be the reason Diddy's industry friends are staying silent? Are they waiting to see if the footage will be released? The world is now watching closely to see whether these tapes will surface, and if they do, what shocking truth they will reveal. Diddy's associates turn against him. The walls are closing in. One of the biggest red flags in this controversy is how many of Diddy's closest associates are now speaking out against him. When someone as powerful as Diddy faces serious allegations, the first thing to watch is whether the people around him start distancing themselves. And that's exactly what's happening. Several of his former employees, bodyguards, and industry insiders have started to break their silence. A former security guard claimed that he witnessed disturbing events firsthand, but was afraid to speak out because of Diddy's immense power in the industry. Some assistants who worked closely with Diddy have shared stories about his explosive temper and controlling nature. One of the most shocking claims comes from a former producer who suggested that many people in the industry knew about Diddy's dark secrets, but stayed silent because he controlled so much money and influence. If these allegations are true, it raises a disturbing question. How long has this been happening, and how many people knew? When close associates start talking, it usually signals the beginning of the end for powerful figures. If more people come forward, especially those with hard evidence, Diddy's ability to fight back legally may collapse. The industry seems to be turning against him, and that could be the final push that brings him down. The Hollywood cover-up. How did Diddy escape justice for so long? With so many disturbing allegations now surfacing, one of the biggest questions people are asking is, how did Diddy get away with this for decades? The answer may lie in his deep connections within Hollywood, law enforcement, and the music industry. Diddy wasn't just a rapper. He was a mogul, a businessman with high-level friends who had the power to make problems disappear. Some reports suggest that whispers about his behavior had been circulating for years, but anyone who tried to speak out was either silenced, paid off, or threatened. There are even rumors that law enforcement may have looked the other way because of Diddy's connections to powerful figures in entertainment and politics. This situation is eerily similar to other major scandals: Harvey Weinstein, Jeffrey Epstein, and R. Kelly. These men also had insider protection, which allowed them to continue their crimes for years. But when enough victims came forward, the system could no longer shield them from accountability. Now, with federal investigations, lawsuits, and former insiders speaking out, Diddy's protective bubble seems to be bursting. The big question is, will he finally face the consequences, or will his connections once again save him? The money trail? Did Diddy fund illegal activities? If Diddy is truly guilty of the allegations against him, where did the money come from to sustain it all? Investigators are now digging deep into his finances, trying to uncover whether he used his wealth to fund illegal activities, silence victims, or buy protection. Diddy's business empire spans music, fashion, liquor, and media. But some reports suggest that not all of his ventures were legitimate. The government is reportedly looking into offshore accounts, suspicious transactions, and possible money laundering activities. If any of this proves to be true, financial crimes could be the final piece that seals his fate. A major turning point in high-profile scandals often comes when money trails expose the truth. Just like Al Capone was finally arrested for tax evasion rather than his violent crimes, Diddy could face serious financial charges even if other allegations remain harder to prove. If authorities find that Diddy paid off victims, funded criminal enterprises, or used his businesses as fronts, he could be looking at a financial scandal even bigger than his legal battles. For a man whose brand was built on wealth and luxury, this could be his biggest downfall yet. The hip-hop community's reaction: who's still standing by Diddy? With the entire industry watching, many are wondering who is still supporting Diddy and who has abandoned him. Surprisingly, most of his industry friends have gone silent. Unlike previous scandals where celebrities quickly defended their peers, many of Diddy's closest allies, Jay-Z, Dr. Dre, and even past Bad Boy Records artists, have refused to comment. This silence speaks volumes. Some, however, are not staying quiet. 50 Cent, known for his blunt takes, has been openly mocking Diddy, hinting that this is just the beginning of his downfall. He even suggested that more disturbing information will come out soon. Meanwhile, other rap figures like Boosie and T.I. have shared cryptic posts that suggest they believe the accusations. One major shift is how the younger generation of artists is reacting. Many new rappers are distancing themselves from Diddy, worried that being associated with him could hurt their careers. For someone who once had an iron grip on the industry, this sudden isolation is a major red flag. If his own peers don't defend him, it raises the question, do they know something the public doesn't? And if so, how deep does this scandal really go? What's next for Diddy? Will he go to jail? So, after all these scandals, investigations, and allegations, the final question is, will Diddy actually face prison time? Right now, Diddy has not been formally charged. However, with multiple lawsuits, federal investigations, and public pressure mounting, it's only a matter of time before authorities make their next move. Some legal experts believe that if even one of these cases holds up in court, Diddy could be facing serious time behind bars. Others suggest that he may try to settle lawsuits quietly, using his wealth to escape accountability. However, with the level of attention this case is getting, it may not be that simple. Diddy's response so far has been defensive but vague. He has denied wrongdoing, but hasn't provided strong evidence to clear his name. If more victims come forward and if solid evidence, like video footage or financial records, emerges, it could be impossible for him to avoid trial. At this point, the world is watching closely. Will Diddy go down as one of the most disgraced figures in music history, or will he somehow find a way to escape justice? One thing is for sure, this scandal is far from over. The downfall of Sean Diddy Combs could be one of the biggest stories in music history. With multiple lawsuits, government raids, and shocking accusations, his once powerful empire is crumbling before our eyes. Do you think Diddy will finally face justice? Or will he find a way to escape these allegations? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you found this deep dive interesting, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. Stay tuned, because this story is only getting crazier.